Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Hello everyone. This is exercise 5b, and in exercise 5b we'll be doing all examination style questions which are set in the book. If you have the textbook is with you, you can find this on page 204, and in case if you need a PDF format for this book, you can definitely connect me on WhatsApp. I'm taking straight to question number 1. In question number 1, it says that to write as a fraction in its simplest form, and marks for these questions are 3. Now in here I am writing this same question in a different way, which is going to be x minus 3 over 4 and plus 4 over x minus 3. Now we need to make the denominators equal. To make denominator equal, I will multiply this by 4 and I will multiply this by x minus 3, and I will multiply the numerator also by the same thing that we have multiplied the denominator. So in here I'm going to get x minus 3 whole square, and in the denominator I will have 4 and x minus 3. Now plus 16. Now first bracket is going to give us x square minus 6x plus 9 plus 16, and down below as a denominator you'll have 4x minus 3. Now once we simplify, we are going to get x square minus 6x plus 25 over 4x minus 3, which is going to be your answer. Now moving on to question number 2. Same type of question. I will write the same question in a different way. 2x plus 3 with a little big line, and I will write negative 2 over x minus 3. Now I will change the pen and I will multiply x minus 3, and this I will multiply it by 2x plus 3. So I'll multiply this also by 2x plus 3, and I will multiply this by x minus 3. Now down below you will have 2x plus 3 bracket x minus 3, and on top we will have 4x minus 12 minus 4x minus 6, because negative 2 plus 3 is going to be negative 6. Now simplifying further, we'll have plus 4x and minus 4x is going to be cancelled, and minus 18 over 2x plus 3 and x minus 3 is going to be your final answer. Moving on to question number 3. In here some values are given, and in here we need to find out the smallest and the largest. For your convenience, I have already used a calculator and I have found out the value of all these 0.8 power 1 over 2. You can, in the calculator, you can write 0.5 also. So in here these are the values, and the smallest value is going to be 0.8 whole square is the smallest one, and the largest value is 0.8 to the power negative 1. Now moving on to the next question. In here, you know very well I can write 27 x cube as this one. 27, this power is for both of them, and I can write this as this because this power is for both of them. And I know very well I can write 27 as 3 cube power 2 over 3 and x 3 power 2 over 3. Now you know very well I can write this as 2 over 3 because powers are multiplying together, and 3 times 2 over 3. So these 3 are cancelled, this 3 is cancelled, so 3 square x square means 9 square 9 x square is going to be your final answer. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 5. In here, I'll get a little down for the space. Now, in here, I know very well 32 to the power n or 32 to the power 0, both are 1. So n is 0. So the value of n is going to be 0 in the first case. Now, I know very well 32 power n equals 2. So how can I write this 32? I know very well 2 power 5 is 32 and n equals 2. That means 2 to the power 5n equals 2 to the power 1. So in here, I know very well when bases are same, power is also same. So 5n equals 1 and n equals 1 over 5. N equals 1 over 5. Now in here, the 1 over 5 is going to give us 0 0.6, I guess, 0 0.2. So n is 0 0.2. For the next value, I know very well that 32 is 2 power 5n and I can write 8 as 2 cube. So when the bases are same, powers are also same. 5n equals 3 and n equals 3 over 5. So the value of n is 0 0.6. So you get 3 marks for solving question number 5. When it comes to question number 6, we need to simplify this. I know very well that 27 has a power of 1 over 3 and x power 6 also has power 1 over 3. So 27 can be written as 3 cube power 1 over 3 and x power 6 1 over 3. I know the rule that powers are multiplied together. So I can write this in this way, and x power 6 is multiplied by 1 over 3. That means this 3 is going to be cancelled and this is going to give us a 2. That means 3x square is the final answer. Now 512 can be written as 2 to the power 9. Just check, 2 to the power 9 is going to give us 512. So I can write 2 to the power 9 minus 2 over 3 equals 2 to the power p. Now in here, I know that when 9 is multiplied by negative 2 over 3, so it's going to give us 3 here. That means 2 to the power minus 6 equals 2 to the power p. So the value of p is going to be negative 6. So p equals negative 6. And you get 2 marks for this question. Now when it comes to question number 7, we need to write this as a single fraction in a simple form. As soon as you get a question like this, you need to rewrite the whole thing once again with a little big line c and plus 1 over d, something like this, minus c minus d and cd. Now look at this carefully. I am going to make all the denominators equal. When I multiply this by d, multiply by d, multiply by c. Now all the denominators are equal and I will multiply the numerator by the same thing I have multiplied the denominator. So this is going to give us a d over cd plus c over cd minus c minus d over cd. Now I can see denominators are equal. I will write this as 1 cd and d plus c minus c and minus d. So I know very well cancelling c, and now here we have, this is going to be a plus d. So 2d over cd, this is going to be cancelled with this. So 2 over c is going to be the final answer. When it comes to The next question, which is on inequality. As soon as you see inequality, always remember to keep x values on the left hand side. And this is what I'm going to do here. Minus 4 and less than 7 is multiplied by x plus 3, which is giving us 12x minus 16 less than 7x plus 21. And 12x minus 7x is going to be less than 21 plus 16, which is going to give us a 5x less than, it is going to be 37. And 37 is multiplied by 5 is going to give us 7.4. So the value of x should be 7.4. This is going to be your final answer. This was question number 8. And moving on to question number 9 is somewhere here. Yes. Now, subject to the formula, as we have done in the previous exercises, if you see. Now, rearrange the formula to make b the subject. Okay, fine. So in here, a plus 2 is going to be under root b minus 4. Now what we are going to do is we are taking the square on both the sides like this. So this is going to be a plus 2 whole square, and this is going to be cancelled with this b over 4. And now since we need to keep b on one side, so I will take 4 on the other side, and it's going to be multiplying by a plus 2 whole square. This is going to be your final answer, and you get 3 marks for this question. Moving on to question number 10, you need to factorize. Factorization means that you need to find the common. So in here I can see p cube is the common, and c plus d is going to be your final answer. You get 1 mark for this. Now making p the subject of this formula, in here what I am going to do is cp cube plus dp cube is going to be equals to b cube, or I will write a square plus b cube. Now p cube is common in both of them, so c plus d is to be in the bracket, and a square plus b cube. Now in here p cube is going to be equals to a square plus b cube over c plus d. And next step is going to be taking cube root on both sides. So something like this, and I will take cube root. I will write a square plus b cube over c plus d. So this is going to be cancelled with this. So the final answer is under root. This is going to be your final answer, and you'll get full marks for this question. C plus D. Moving on to question number 11. It says the quantity p varies inversely as the square of q plus 2. That means I will start writing this question in this way: 1 over q plus 2 square. And to remove the sign of proportionality, I'll be using equal sign, and in place of 1, I'll replace with k. And formula is going to be something like this. So it's saying in the question itself that p is 5. P is 5. We don't know how much is k. We'll find out the value of k first. How much k is when q is 3. That means 3 plus 2 whole square is going to give us the value of k. So k is going to be 5 square, which is a 25. That means k is going to be equals to 25. So the value of k is going to be 125. Now, when I see this question. It says we need to find out the value of p when the formula is already given here, q plus 2 whole square. Now p is unknown, k is 125, while the value of q is given as 8 plus 2 whole square. So this is going to give us 125 over 10 square, which is actually 125 over 100, which is going to give us 1.25 as the final answer, which is the value of p. Now moving on to the next question, which is question number 12. In this question, it says spray can is used to paint a wall. The thickness of the paint on the wall is T. The distance of the spray can from the wall is D. That means T is inversely proportional to D, square of D. That means something like this. So we'll make a formula to find out the value of K. So the value of K is going to be T times D square. So we'll find out how much K is. T is 0.2 given in the question, and the value of D is 8 square. That means 0.2 times 64 is going to give us, when 0.2 is multiplied by 64, it's going to give us 12.8. Now we know the value of K. We know the formula. K equals 12.8 divided by, when D is 10, D is 10. So instead of D, I will write a 10 square. So it's going to be 12.8 divided by 100. So the value of T is going to be 0.128, which is your final answer. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 13. It has many parts in it, and every part has different marks for each question. Write down a general equation for x and y. Show that when x equals 5. So I will bring this guy a little down so that we can have a little space to work with this question. Now it says you need to show that, you need to prove it, that when x square y equals 120. So the value of x is 5. So 5 square is multiplied by 4.8. It's going to give you 120. You can check with the calculator. When 25 is multiplied by 4.8, it's going to give us 120, which is a right answer. Or in the exam, you can write 25 times 4.8 equals 120. So you will get 2 marks for this working. Find y when x is 2. That means we need to find y. That means x square y equals 120. We need to find y. That means y is going to be 120 over x square. So 120, and the value of x is 2. 2 square is a 4. That means 120 when divided by 4, it's going to give us a 30, which is your final answer, and you'll get 1 mark for this question. Now moving on to part C. Find x when y is 10. X square y equals 120. You need to find x when y is 10. That means x square equals 120 over y. That means 120, y is 10, so it's going to be 12. That means x square equals 12, and need to find out the value of root of root of 12 is going to be, using calculator you can find out very easily, it is 3.46. So the value of x is 3.46. You will get a mark for this. Now when it is x, when y is also x, so we know very well that it says x square y square equals 120. When both of them are equal, so I can write y equals y square, y equals 120. That means y cube is 120. And when we find out, the cube of 120 is going to be 3.4 point y equals 4.93. This is going to be your answer. Now describe exactly what happens to y when x is double. So we know the formula, x square equals 120 over y. Now what happens to y? That means y equals 120 over x square. Now when x square is doubled, that means 120 is divided by 2x whole square. So it's going to be 4 times. So we can say it's going to be divided by 4. So your final answer is going to be divided by 4. This is your final answer. Now comes a tricky part in which it says describe exactly what happens to x when y is decreased by 36%. X square equals 120. Y is decreased 36%, means 0.64% it is. Now, something important to remember, 0.64 is a square of 0 0.8. Okay, so 0 0.8 also means 80%. Okay, now that means 80% increase is, that means it's going to be increased 20%. Increased 20% is going to be a final answer. Now making x the subject of the formula, this is how you can find out how to make the subject of the formula of x. This is going to be your final answer. Now moving on to the next question. Question number 14. It has many parts. Let me readjust it. So this is question number 14 and says answer the whole of this question on a sheet of graph paper. So it says Tiago does some work during the whole school holidays. In 1 week, he spent X hours cleaning cars. So that means X axis is going for cleaning cars and Y for repairing cycles. The time he spent repairing cycles is at least equal to the time he spent on cleaning cars. So both should be equal. So this can be written as Y is greater than or equal to X. He spent no more than 12 hours working and he spent at least 4 hours cleaning cars. Write down two more inequality in x or y to show this information. So once you write inequality, it's going to be something like this: should be less than or equal to 12, and x should be greater than 4. Okay, now once I'm planning to put this on a graph paper, I have used desmos to work out this. Once you put these inequality on desmos, you will come up with something like this. So for answering the next part, we need to have a smallest point and the highest point. So the smallest point is 4 4 and the highest point is 6 6, as you can see in the graph. Now we can go directly for question number D. Tiago receives $3 each for car cleaning and 1.5 for repairing cycles. So the least amount I have already seen, it's at 4 4. That means $3 times 4 and plus 1.5 times 4. So this gives us a 12. This gives us a 6. That means at least he can earn $18 for working. What is the largest amount? Largest point on a graph is 6x. That means we do the same thing, 3 times 6 plus 1.5 times 6. So this gives us an 18, and 1.5 times 6 is going to give us a 9. This is giving us $27 is the maximum amount he could receive. This was the last question of this exercise, and exercise 5b. And just to get a review of what we have done, this was a section of algebra 2, in which first I have completed algebraic fractions, changing the subject of the formula. Then I have done with the variations and indices, inequalities, linear programming. This is all done. And we are done with exercise 5a, and this was exercise 5b. Soon after this, I'll be starting algebra 1, which is chapter 2. I'll be completing all that, and very soon I'm going to upload that. Thank you very much for watching.